Welcome back to RGBY Podcast. This is episode 2. Today we're going to be starting off with Paxon's icebreaker question. Paxon?
Okay, so if you guys got the chance from, let's say, Elon Musk, and he asked, would you guys want to be one of the first few people to go to Mars? Would you take it?
No, because
No.
what's it called? I'd wait for all the test subjects to go first, see how they turn out after like a year, and then I'd go.
I mean, there is a 70% chance of survival, so.
Yeah, exactly. I want to make sure.
Going to Mars takes a while.
Well, when people said there was like, oh, it takes 4 years or whatever.
Cool.
Yeah.
Mars
Because-
looks fun.
It looks boring.
Seem interesting, but like no. There's so much
It looks
stuff
like a lot of work.
to do on
You'd have to
Earth
set up
probably
stuff.
can't do on Mars.
Yeah. And would you
Like-
go
like
iron
when
mining
you
there?
Go there.
Iron
Oh
mining.
god.
But like when you have to go there and like set up a lot of the base structures and stuff,
Yeah.
Yeah.
because you're the first people there. That doesn't sound fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, but at the same, I mean, you're not going to go for fun. I mean, you're going to have to be trained to do everything. I probably wouldn't go, because I really don't care to.
I will go if you guys go.
Yeah, if the Epic Gamers went, we'd go.
We'll peer pressure you into going to
Yeah.
Mars.
Come on,
You don't
Yeah,
have
well,
a choice anymore.
Fine. Go
Come on,
be
Paxon,
fun.
go to Mars.
Let's go to Mars.
Go to Mars.
Okay.
I don't know.
We all
It'll
collect
be
the
fun.
red
It'll be
dust.
fun.
There's a lawnmower outside my house. I don't know if you guys can hear it. It's like.
No, we can't.
Cow noises.
We just
I don't know
keep
if you can hear it. Goes like moo.
That's what the Mars rover sounds like.
Actually, what would the Mars rover sound like?
I mean, tire
Beep, boop, bop, beep,
treads.
bop.
No, I don't think it's that loud. I know it's large, but I don't think it's that large. We just hear like the mechanical wheels turning.
Zoom, zoom.
Mhm.
Okay,
All
that's
right.
the breakout question done.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Today's topic: realms. If you had to create your own realm with its unique laws of physics and whatever else, how would you? What image would you make it in, and what would it look like? What would it be like to live there? Tell
Just
us.
kind of off topic, but like you said, what image would you make it in?
The image
Like
of
Lego Ninjago with Garmin on.
Oh, yeah.
wanting
I will
to
make it in the Fortnite world. No, just kidding.
Can you imagine though being in Fortnite world? Fortnite world.
Fortnite world.
That would suck, dude. There'd just be a natural disaster every.
Every 3 months.
So now,
Yeah.
is this your realm? Fortnite world?
No, my realm is not Fortnite world.
All right. Okay. Let's get back on topic. Who would like to go first?
Not me.
No.
Oh,
No.
Okay, it's Sanat.
All right,
Okay,
I guess I'm
back.
going.
Okay.
Basically, well, okay. Well,
Fortnite world.
basically, there's like this really there's a book series I've read called Keeper of the Lost Cities, and it's like fantasy series, but it's really interesting in that like some people are born with abilities, and that if you have abilities, you're normal, but if you don't have abilities, you're looked down upon, like you're cringe.
Did you just say you're great?
My Hero Academia.
No, but like basically, like you can have multiple of these abilities, and like there's like a lot of like different things that can
All for
happen.
one.
But it's like elven worlds, dwarf worlds. It's just really interesting. It'd be so cool to live in a world where like humans aren't the only like intelligent species,
Yes.
you know, or like actual other like elves, dwarves, and stuff that existed. I feel like that'd be really cool.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I kind of wouldn't want to live there as well, because they also have a natural disaster every like 5 minutes.
Oh yeah, true.
Mhm.
Ugh.
I think I'd probably also not want to live in a world with superheroes,
Yeah.
Mhm.
like at all.
Mhm.
Abuse of
It'd be
power.
cool, but nah.
Definitely.
Guess who's been watching Boy?
Yeah, I have. It just makes me scared for like if they're, let's say, ever superheroes actually.
All I know about the boys is Michael Reeves' taser or laser baby.
Yeah, it's a very
yeah.
short scene, but it's a good scene.
Laser baby. Meow. Lightsaber sounds.
Yeah. So now, can you go into the specifics of how it would like physics?
Oh yeah. So physics, normal physics. All right. So Andrew, but like yeah, so like it'd be like so you can so in that ability there's abilities. Some people pyrokinesis, telekinesis. Uh, I forget what it's called, but being able to sense someone else's stuff.
Clairvoyance.
Yeah, kind of.
I don't know how to say it. Clair something. And
Yeah. Telepathy and
clairvoyance.
stuff like that. But yeah, like controlling water, like there's like a really rare ability called inflicting, where you can inflict any emotion or feeling on anyone. So you can inflict pain. So you can
Oh,
just kind of look at someone and go ew, and they just like fall down in agony.
or they
So
Um,
there would be a new type of energy transfer
mhm,
that we don't know about. So that's what
mhm.
you're saying.
And
Like,
like yeah,
how would it
but
work?
like also
Yeah.
yeah, exactly. So like also there's another ability. I don't remember what it's called, but it's basically the guy can control what you do by saying do this.
this
Transfer of energy.
sounds like MHA.
Yeah, I know. I was
I've
gonna
never
say.
watched it. I've never watched it.
Oh, because there's a dude who you have to answer like one of his questions,
Oh,
and then he takes control of
Oh
your
yeah.
body.
was that the tournament? Um,
Yeah.
or
Mhm.
the sports festival, right?
But I feel like that like energy source that you were talking about, Andrew,
Mm-hmm.
like that new source of that new transfer of energy. I feel like that wouldn't really be like a transfer of energy. It'd be more like in, like okay, so you know how in like their planet is like a planet, but it's got holes and like
Huh?
green stuff is coming out of the holes.
Wait, what's coming out of the
Hmm.
hose?
There's like green energy or whatever, like willpower or something. It's
Oh,
like the green light is all about like, oh yeah, I am strong, I have will.
willpower, but
Then the
like
will
Yeah,
comes through the hole.
yeah,
will.
like yeah. So like, I feel like it'd be more like that, where it's like an invisible energy source that's just kind of all around you. Like just think about like force or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah,
So
that would
like
be mine, I think.
willpower.
Hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Um,
Paxton,
Paxton.
All
your
right.
turn.
So I'm thinking it's pretty basic to like, I guess in a way. I don't want to say Earth because I'll say more like America with like its political structure and everything like that, normal structure. But
Maybe not go into
the
politics
world.
second episode.
No, I'm not going to. But no, I'm just saying how like it's kind of normal to like that. But I was thinking, so it's a lot more. I don't know how to like kind of put this, but so lightning is like an extreme normal occurrence. It's very like it's like constant almost. There's constant storms. It's not always raining, but it's mainly lightning storms.
Mm-hmm.
And it so almost every building and almost every like somewhat raised object must have like a lightning rod on it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, so it's also not the safest to go outside. So they were forced to build tunnels to be able to traverse around like main places. And there's not as many high rises as like there are now. They mainly start to build underground due to the lightning.
Mm-hmm.
And there's no like special powers, but if like let's say I'd write this into a story, I'd probably start writing that it's becoming like maybe more intense, and they find out that it's an actually like I don't know like something going on behind the scenes. That it was actually like a certain company that started. It wasn't like this originally, but like it got so bad that it started to.
Mm-hmm. This is like world building for stories that we might write in the future. This is cool.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
I'm probably not.
Yeah, and I can
yeah,
imagine
we
like.
saw what happens when we try to write stories.
Yeah.
And I can imagine like the conversations, like two people that went after, like, "Hey, did you get hit by lightning yesterday?" Cool, me too.
But I feel like at the same time as like okay, let's say it progressed. I feel like being struck by lightning becomes such a normal occurrence that over time, like almost humans would be evolved to be like less hit, or people would start wearing more rubber. They
People would
just have full rubber bodysuits.
You just go outside, you're wearing spandex.
Yeah.
God.
Yeah.
What's wrong
basically.
with that, Sanat?
No, I didn't say there's anything wrong with that. I'm just saying it'd be hilarious.
You get struck by lightning, that spandex would be just gone.
Yeah, you wear it under your
People see you
suit.
walking around, if people see you walking around naked, it's like, oh, he
You'd
Poggers.
probably have like prosthetic implants to like
Yeah.
main like points of your body having like exposed plastic and then like rubber, and then the rubber like goes through your body, transfers down to like your
Yeah, let's say, okay, children are just like, it placed in children when they're born, so they are less likely to die.
Children are placed in children.
Oh,
Yeah, or people could like evolve to like have like rubber hair. I guess like people,
Rubber hair.
That's not
Rubber
how
hair.
evolution works.
Rubber
but-
Yeah.
hair. Yeah, evolution.
I mean, it would probably be just like if you have the gene where your like health allows you to survive a lightning strike, you're more likely to
natural selection,
to keep those
basically.
traits in humans.
And like, let's say someone has a mutation that makes their hair slightly thicker. And over
Yeah,
time,
maybe.
those generations, that strand of like
What would happen to... Sorry.
hair keeps
Okay.
mutating, and like, eventually you get like thicker hair after like 3 million generations.
Hmm. But, so, okay.
One hair strand.
So, you've seen, like, pictures of what happens to the skin when struck by lightning, right?
Crispy.
Yeah.
Oh, no, yeah,
Like
it kind of...
Yeah.
Like
the
lightning
scar mark?
tattoos. Yeah, like almost like tattoos.
Yeah.
It's like the best almost way to say it, though, because
Yeah.
their color and everything.
Hmm.
Yeah.
Why did I say crispy? What the fuck?
So I
Um,
wonder if, like, maybe something would happen to the skin over time.
I honestly
Yeah.
like the lightning tattoos. They kind of look cool. Like,
I kind of want to be struck by lightning.
bro, it seems like a less painful tattoo.
I mean, like, I wouldn't
Instant.
want one because of the process of how to get one.
No, but
But,
can you imagine saying, "Yo, you like this tattoo? Yo, dude, that's dope. Who did it for you?"
God.
Yeah, it's like
Zeus.
it's like a pretty metal scar for that event.
It's
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
that's struck
When
by
you're just-
lightning, but
Yeah, when you're
Don't
literally
say-
just unfortunate to be struck by lightning.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Hmm.
Well, I mean, like, you would probably eventually get to the point where humans could survive like 1 to 2 lightning strikes.
Well, I mean, we kind of already can. It just depends on what you're wearing and how good your heart is.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Though humans would probably have like a way stronger heart. People would
Probably
be-
in my realm, defibrillators would be like all around, like phone booths.
Defibrillators. Yeah, they'd be like, "Hey, welcome
pacemakers
back."
probably wouldn't. Pacemakers would probably be made different.
Yeah.
Maybe.
And like like the people that live in the Andes Mountains or like the Tibetan Plateau, yeah, they wouldn't exist anymore. Cause it'd be like
Yeah.
zap, bonk.
No, it'd probably be flattened. Flattened.
Yeah.
Yeah,
As
over like a
Goofus says.
million years of storms, it'd just be like a small like knob on the ground.
Just a small knob.
Yeah. I mean, if lightning strikes happen at all, that's gonna be a big issue for like ancient. Honestly, then if you think about it, like going farther back, if that just always happened, humans would probably have started out even being more like cave-dwelling creatures,
Yeah.
Mhm.
which would probably mean that they'd be like shorter than we are today, so they
Mhm.
don't stick out as much as they do.
Short?
They'd probably not have as good vision because they don't
Um,
spend that much time outside.
They'd have constant tunnel vision.
Yeah.
They'd have low light adaptations.
Yeah, we may be able to see in the dark better, though.
Mm-hmm.
We would
Kind of
we
have
might
to.
have those, what are they called? What are those discs in your eyes? The discs in your eyes, you know that like when you shine a light in animals' eyes, they like reflect.
Oh, yeah, I don't know.
Because humans don't have those right
I don't think so.
because that might also be a thing that happened.
I'd kind of like to see what would have happened if, let's say, we were actually, started in caves.
Yeah. Okay, Andrew, do you want to go or do you want me to go?
You can go.
Okay. Um, my idea, it's I mean, it's kinda like Sanat's with like the ability stuff, but I think of it more like you're not like born with it. It's like you can learn them. Like you can learn to have any sort of ability just by using your body adaptation over time. So like, um, reading someone's mind is just something you can do if you practice it hard enough or you learn it correctly. From like learning how to read waves with your brain or something, or like
Like a
getting
skill.
somebody, yeah, yeah, or like getting some like forcing someone to do something, like
Mhm.
controlling someone's brain would be like the way you talk just trigger something in their brain. So you could also learn to defend against it.
So it's like, I guess basically, you can gain any power you want, just you have to work on it.
Mhm.
Yeah, and I mean like obviously there's some limitations. Like there could be something like you can create water kind of, but that would be flowing like all the sweat in your body to a single point or something.
Mhm.
Or like you can't make fire per se, but you could like make something really hot on your body by transferring a lot of your body heat to it.
Mhm.
Or like
Hmm.
obviously like move like forcing all your strength into one limb or something to get like super powerful like punches or something.
Hmm.
Stuff
I
like
wonder where
that. Where
that's
like
from.
well no, I mean I'm just saying like that's kind of an example where like humans can learn to do that, but like you can there's like constantly you can like invent new things to do.
Mhm.
Hmm.
There's like almost an infinite amount of things you can feasibly do with your body if you have that kind of control. But getting that type of control takes a while.
Okay.
Mhm.
Mhm.
That could be really interesting for like a I don't know imagine like a circus,
Yeah.
like with people who are like highly trained or something. That would be
Mhm.
so cool.
Or I mean, like it would also be like certain countries could like teach their citizens how to, or like teach their military how to use their like special thing or something, their like
Mhm.
special technique, which is why they're like cemented as a country compared to weaker techniques.
But think about also, like, some kids would be subsidized since the second they're born, just to, and be
Mhm.
put in a
Yeah.
lab to train constantly.
Yeah.
That could work as like an interesting kind of like story.
Mhm.
Yeah. I mean, I think that it sounds interesting in the fact that like some of them are just like super old things that could be passed generation to generation and improved. So you'd get like some families who are just naturally higher up on like a hierarchy because their
With
powers
like
are
power.
superior.
Yeah, true. And think about, like, let's say, terrorists. Like, someone trains themselves for so long, and like, but let's say, and like since they were born to, like, let's say, revenge, avenge their country,
Yeah.
and they just train, and think about how powerful that terrorist would be, though.
Hmm.
Mhm.
But at the same time, our
Think about how strong
governments,
the military would be.
it's true, but like our governments, well, is it also depending on like willpower? So like how much like willpower you have to do it, and like power you just kind of have.
I mean, I would think like just seeing as it's through the body, that obviously would make a difference in uh how much you can actually do, just how much like strength and endurance your body can actually like take.
Yeah,
Mhm.
So obviously, some people are just born with less strength, less endurance, less like willpower.
yeah,
So some people just aren't going to be able to learn as much as other people.
uh
Mhm.
huh,
But but that gap I don't think would honestly make it too different, just unless you like just don't want to learn it,
uh huh,
Mhm.
because you can feasibly learn anything as long as you're taught well enough how to.
yeah,
Mhm.
Because if it's like you have to like make your blood flow from like a certain point and like a certain pattern, make sure you get like the most energy from each area or something, then obviously that's going to take a lot of work.
Mhm.
You could also basically just, like extend body parts if you make it so you like your limbs, like your joints can like
But
force
how would the
apart.
bones work?
Well, that's what I'm saying. There's a lot of like body manipulation that you feasibly could do if you train, learn hard enough.
Mhm.
I mean, even your bones have like blood, blood marrow, bone marrow, and there's
Blood
blood and
marrow.
stuff. Yeah, blood marrow.
That'd be horrifying.
Oh
Blood
my.
marrow.
You could technically also just make your body like you could learn to mend your body parts faster if like you got a cut or something. Like
True.
quickly heal it.
Mhm.
I mean, you can. I mean, you technically you could do anything with enough, time and willpower.
Yeah. Other than obvious things like you can't control the weather.
Yeah, or control time.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Because it doesn't make it so that people are like super like overpowered in the realm.
Mhm.
I mean, like most physics and stuff are the same. It's just mainly from the historical standpoint, things would probably be different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because I feel like if like this was the case, you wouldn't have to worry about like steroids and stuff, really. Because steroids not going to do a whole lot of stuff against
Well, I mean,
someone who
maybe.
learned.
I mean, sorry. I think steroid. They may have like power-inducing steroids where that it can boost your power. This is another thing in the boys where they have this thing called compound V, where it makes your power stronger, and it's also what gives you your power. Which I know this isn't the thing in this world. But maybe they could probably make a chemical that could increase like the power of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, Andrew, your turn.
My turn. Okay, so how do I describe this? It'd be kind of like this world, but there's three, like, I guess, places or areas where humans live. We have humans that live underground, we have humans that live on the surface like we do, and we have humans that live in the sky. So the humans that live underground would be kind of like mole people, like as like in Paxon's realm, it'd be like adaptations to live underground, like really resistant and like tough skin, kind of,
Mm,
and like
Probably like bigger hands.
yeah, bigger hands and like stockier to like I guess like more endurance and like
It'd
withstand.
really be like more stockier arms.
Yeah,
Yeah.
stockier everything kind of. Decrease in height.
Bigger eye. Wouldn't it like have bigger eyes too?
Yeah. What does vitamin D affect again? Like if you don't get enough of it?
Depression. I don't know.
Yeah, they'd all have chronic depression.
Well, I mean,
I mean, I would too if I lived in a cave.
Yeah.
well, isn't that
Life.
like a thing with like sun and Seattle?
Yeah.
That they're sadder because
Is
of
that why the
these
Seattle
similar.
people are all like depressed?
Maybe it's just the Starbucks getting to them.
Yeah. Starbucks storms in Seattle. Damn.
Apparently, there's a coffee place in Seattle that's like really good for some reason. I don't remember what it's called, but apparently it's like
That's a lot of cities that have
How
really good
good?
coffee.
yeah, I know, but it's like a really really good.
Yeah, that's a lot of
God, we
cities
got
that
off
are
track
really,
fast.
really good. Yeah.
All
Okay,
it took was the
continue.
word Seattle and,
the-
Starbucks.
Yeah,
How big is Starbucks in Seattle? Do you guys think? Or
I like the.
in a row.
Isn't like the world biggest in what's it called? Chicago.
Is it the world's biggest Starbucks or like
Yeah.
the most
Wasn't there
amount
like
of
a
Starbucks?
two-story
No,
Starbucks?
yeah, it's like the world's biggest Starbucks is in Chicago. I'm pretty sure.
There's a two-story Starbucks in India where I used to live. Where you
This one's
sit
like
just
4.
seated at the top.
Or it may be McDonald's. No, it is Starbucks. I'm pretty sure it's Starbucks because I could have swore someone talked to me about working there or tried to work there.
Yeah, Starbucks Reserve Roastery, Chicago.
Damn.
It's 5 floors and 35,000 square feet.
Jesus.
Okay,
Imagine
so
having Starbucks coffee that no.
Yeah.
continue.
So that's yeah. So that's the ground. That's like the underground people. They're chilling. living their life, no vitamin D, depressed all the time.
Mhm.
They have underground
Ayo.
coffee beans that they harvest from bats that go to the surface. Eat.
Sad coffee beans.
They probably eat a lot of, potatoes.
Yeah, starches that like are like root vegetables and like
I mean, how far down do they live? Because if they live like
like
in caves
yeah,
farther
like cave
down,
level to like
probably not
underground
too
level.
many potatoes.
But I mean, if they could probably, trade.
Yeah, there's places where natural light like goes into caves.
Well, no, potatoes don't need light.
Yeah, they just need
That's
nutrients.
because that's why, like during Ireland, a lot were grown in like basements.
Yeah. Same with I don't know about carrots, but probably the same idea because they're also a root vegetable. And like rutabagas, turnips, radish.
Yeah, would they even really have like civilizations though? Because if you live in a cave, you don't really get a solid food source always.
Yeah, and then there's farming, like
Yeah, like if they do develop farming though, because farming's kind of niche because humans on the surface really only use farming because we originally hunter gatherers.
And I mean,
trading though.
there's probably a lot less water down there too.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, there's
So, I
like
mean-
a lot of aquifers that are like huge underground that we've been
I
tapping.
mean,
I mean-
if that's the case, then they might have farms. They might
Yeah.
set up
And think of trading too.
living space.
There would be trading and like commerce, between all three,
Yeah.
So there would be meat because of commerce, like
Would there though? I mean, are they trading with the people above?
yeah, they
Or
have
they just-
freezers.
Well, no. Would they be trading with the people above, and like, would they like even really be noticed? Would they be like
Of
the
course.
slums of the world?
I guess they kind of be the slums, but they still be traded with and like interacted with because they provide like minerals and like resources to like raw materials, I guess. Minerals. It's like the raw. It's like upper. Cause like think
Yeah,
about
but-
it.
well,
If the
Would that be the case, or would they be like shipped off, kind of like the Native Americans, where
I have no
Yeah.
idea.
Americans gave like early settlers a lot of good stuff
Hmm.
in return for like so-so items?
Yeah.
I mean, we traded them what? What's it called?
So we.
Beads?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry, I completely zoned out.
So then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We said the word beads.
Beans?
Beads.
And I was like, ooh.
beads. No, we said beads
beads.
because we traded the Native Americans beads
Yeah.
Why?
I don't know.
because they're like, oh,
Shiny.
beads. I mean, they weren't
Oh
that
my
shiny,
God, they
but
got
I guess.
beans.
Yeah. So anyway, so there would be lots of trading between the three like stages.
And I guess that like people who live on the
Andrew's
Pretty
is
much
so
like normal.
developed.
like normal.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Andrew, your world is so developed. Mine's just powers.
Yeah, because I thought of this.
Would
I
life-
didn't.
I thought.
I
of-
kind of like.
What would
do I
life
think would be the
be like?
coolest thing?
what?
Wait, what? Who's?
For me, it was like, what do I think would be a really cool thing?
Oh,
Mm-hmm. Yeah, mine would be like world building.
what would the sky be like? The sky.
Yeah,
people
I
would
haven't
probably have
gone there
lower
yet, Cooper.
Bone and I'm just thinking. Sorry.
Yeah.
So I'm guessing the people in the skies are the most advanced.
Yeah, I guess. No, like everyone depends
Well,
on each
no.
other, I guess.
I would think the people on the ground would be the most advanced. They have the most resources. Because what
Yeah.
resources are there in the sky?
Like clouds, I guess.
Yeah. Well, do they like?
Air.
Is there like floating islands? Where do they live?
Yeah, Cooper, I'll
Yeah.
get there. We're getting there.
Yeah,
we're
let's
still
start
on the
with the ground
we're
people
still on the
first.
underground people.
We
Yeah.
are.
Yes, we are. We're still on the underground people. I'll bring up trading after I mention all three. So, and like the switch of resources that everyone needs. So, underground people, they like provide like rocks, minerals, starchy foods, roots, root vegetable plants, and like gold and like fine like jewelry, I guess. Because they're like craftsmen, they have really like well developed hands and
They
arms.
probably have a
like-
lot of mines.
Yeah, and plus the surface world doesn't need to mine anymore because guess who's doing it for them?
The slaves.
No, they
I'm
are
sorry,
not slaves.
The bottom people,
Yeah. Why do you default to slaves?
because they'd be
Kind of
seen
seems
as
like
all-
what they are.
Yeah.
But then again, the upper world and the sky world does like depend on them.
Yeah, but people depend on slaves.
True. There'd be government and stuff, and now we move on to the surface people. It's like us, but like balanced, because we don't have to mine for we don't have to like mine for resources anymore, and we get luxuries from both underground and above ground in the form like underground in the form of like jewelry, really nice potatoes. Oh yeah, and and like the sky as in like I've yet to think of this, but like clouds and stuff like physical. Yeah.
Would
So
we get to aerogel?
yeah, aerogel, but like really advanced because let's say so physics would change in my world. Like clouds would be, like the formation of clouds would be a lot different. It's like water molecules come together and like vapor molecules, but they like bind to each other really tightly, so it like starts like condensing, and it takes like a lot. It
That
takes
would
like a
have
few
an
years
effect,
for like.
like not as big of an effect as you would think, you know.
Yeah, no, like extremely densely. Like people can walk
I
and
mean, it
build
would
on it.
probably be like walking on like 30-foot thick ice.
Yeah, like really, like think of an iceberg. Think of living on icebergs, but they're clouds. Like it condenses to like that level,
Mm.
and then like what's it called? So then those clouds would be like, actually we're still in the middle, like the ground people. So
Yeah.
we'd be receiving like aerogel and like really like woven clouds, I guess, that can transmit electricity because like water conducts electricity, and they figured out how to like turn it into wires and like thread it really well. So we got those to like for our technology and stuff, and we got
Yeah,
aerogel for
so
like general usage, like insulation. I know this is what it
so
is in
what's
use for
the
in real
energy
life.
type in the world? 'Cause
Energy type, electricity.
I'm not. Well,
Well,
yeah, but
I mean,
how did the
it's
discovery of electricity go?
Hmm.
also,
How it
I mean,
went.
how do they get electricity?
because I
Electricity,
mean,
yeah. I mean, what else
I
are they
don't
Yeah,
getting
see in
to?
burning
this world
coal,
there being
nuclear
like,
energy,
yeah, but
renewable
why would they?
energy.
Yeah, but if you think about like how energy was discovered in history, originally energy came from like coal and stuff and like burning natural fuels. But I would
Hmm.
think that if there's people under the ground who knew about this stuff before, they might
Hmm.
just say that it's a useless material because they didn't have any use for it in the past, and everyone just be like, "Oh,
Hmm.
like that black water under the ground is bad."
But like,
Oil bad.
just because
It
there's no
doesn't
use for it
taste
in the
good.
past doesn't mean it's useless.
Yeah.
I mean, we started with really, I mean, steam too. Is I guess most recent. Oh, we
Hmm.
really got electricity. Steam,
Yeah.
So I guess
man.
you would have like I guess like an energy could possibly start up in the cloud area.
Yeah, they'd have like natural solar, like solar
Yeah.
energy, I guess. Wait, why are you doing the world building for me?
Well, I'm asking questions.
I'm still on the civilization part. I haven't got to like the finer things yet. So anyway, yeah, energy will be discussed later. So the ground
I
people
don't
they
have an
like
answer right
distribute.
now.
I'm going to stop talking.
Okay. I'm sorry. Continue.
Andrew.
Oh shoot!
So we're
Yes,
talking
you
about
did
the
stop
ground
talking.
people.
Yes, we were. And, okay, so the ground people, they're basically like normal people. Like we develop technology, electronics, like better circuit boards, better computers, I guess, because like we can, because it's like new like cool like thread. And life is like what it normally is right now, but we have luxuries from like underground and above ground, like the aerogel like makes things easier, like construction, daily life, everything
Yeah.
easier. And that's really it for ground people because we can like imagine what it'd be like. It's just our world, but a little bit like more different and advanced. And now the cloud people. Oh yeah, this is where it gets fun. They get like
The cloud people.
yeah, the cloud people. They live on like gigantic cloud islands, like let's say like the size of Texas. Yeah. No, like Greenland, I guess. Like
Do you
Greenland.
understand, Andrew?
Yes, I
If
know
your
how big
clouds are like
Greenland is.
no. If your clouds are like as thick as ice.
Yeah, the
like
no sunlight's
30
gonna
foot-
penetrate.
Yeah,
So that's
no
what
sunlight is
they
reaching
sell
the
solar
ground.
energy to like
Yeah, but what about the ground
yeah,
people? They're
yeah,
They
they
live
sell.
over the oceans. They
Yeah,
live over the
true.
ocean.
You can just live over the oceans, you know that, right? And like they have a way to control the clouds, and like you can sell solar energy to like civilizations that need it. Like
Or
they
just
figured out how
transfer
to
it.
yeah transfer of energy, but like advanced.
But okay, sorry, I'll ask a question.
Yeah, and then they use resources like their own aerogel and thread. They use computers technology from the ground world. They use I don't think they use oil. They use minerals and gold to like have like a really exquisite culture. I guess like think of
They'd probably have a lot of stuff with feathers,
feathers. Yeah, maybe. Oh yeah, and
and
they're
like
like
bird-related things.
oh yeah, and in human structure it's a lot different. Their bones are hollow, so they're like lighter, like birds.
That would make sense.
Yeah, they have hollow bones and like all the bone marrow is like packed into like what are like the ends of the bones called? The ends of the bones. So like
Wait, I have a question.
yeah.
How does breathing go about in the cloud civilizations? There's like very little
Well, they
air.
probably have
yeah.
like bigger lungs.
Yeah, bigger lungs, you know.
'Cause,
But no,
people
the
in
air is
mountains-
thinner. It's not about,
Yeah,
oxygen
it's thinner,
wise. It's
but
air
think
is
of the
thinner.
Tibetan people. Like they live about 12,000 feet up. They have their
Yeah, they have
lungs
bigger
are really well adapted. They have a mutation in their gene that like allows like blood pressure to not go up when they're when they have low oxygen levels. So that's how they survive. So I think it'd be something similar to that.
Their feet, people's like feet, their toenails maybe or something would be more like claws that reach the ground, or their feet just might be like grippy. Because I'm thinking
yeah,
if it's
grippy
like ice,
because yeah, it's like soft and like think of it like you know the front of my PC like the mesh thing on it. Think of the ground like that, kind of slippery and like bumpy.
they might honestly be more adapted, like being quadrupedal, like using
Quadrupedal.
their hands as well to gain better balance, and then using their hands to catch other
Yeah,
things.
there's also a lot of slopes, so they'd be climbing a lot because clouds
Yeah.
form unevenly. So they'd be like digging out the clouds and selling those and like building homes inside them. Cause you know how like clouds in the stratosphere they get really tall. Think of those as like giant apartments, and like the really wide and flat clouds. They put like solar panels on those to like harvest energy and stuff. And like the little small clouds are like homes or like storage units. Think of it that way. And then you can move each cloud around, which is cool.
So, I take it that the cloud civilization was probably the last to come about.
Yeah.
So, like, you think about how, like the Cretaceous periods, like with dinosaurs.
Mhm.
So they'd be like the last period to start.
Yeah.
Because, it'd probably be like the hardest to build in for sure.
Mhm.
Oh yeah, that brings up another good question. Are these 3 different species? Like, are they all like humans? Like,
Differently
can they
evolved humans, I guess.
'Cause
Over
you know
time.
how, like,
Yeah,
yeah.
over time. You know how like speciation works, like the finches on the Galapagos Islands.
yeah, well,
Oh,
Kind of
okay.
like
they
that.
can't breed with each other. So can these people not breed with one another? So like, you can't
Probably
have a cloud
not.
person and a brown.
Because imagine trying to like put a dwarf who like, or no, not dwarves, like human. Fuck.
A dwarf?
I'm just gonna start referring to like underground people as dwarves now, because that's essentially what they are. Shorter, stockier, more used to like hard work, rugged work.
You should call them anime people because they got big eyes.
True. Yeah, the anime.
I wouldn't imagine that they'd have very big mouths, or like they might have actually pretty powerful claws
Yeah.
for breaking down like some rocks and stuff for mineral intake. Because you're not gonna get
Yeah,
whole lot
hard
through
fists.
cave.
Mhm.
Yeah, through like cave dwelling animals. Because you really only got like bugs.
hmm
Mhm.
Maybe it depends on like the world. They could have bigger worms and other creatures. Though.
That is
Alaskan
true,
bullworm.
'cause this
Exactly.
isn't Earth.
Yeah, this isn't Earth. We don't know what other animals and creatures they actually have.
Yeah. So there'd be like, domesticated
And
meat and stuff, and like,
yeah, there might be like they might get
oh,
plants that grow underground. Okay.
yeah. Let me tell you about the trade structure.
Okay.
Okay, so pretty much the underground, it's like starch foods, root vegetables, and like jewelry, rocks, and like minerals and building materials to both
So they
levels. Yeah.
so they moved past fossil fuels. Let's say that right now.
Yeah.
They're much more in the future, and they're all like put on like let's say wind, solar, and hydro.
Mhm.
So there's like a less of a need for oil and coal.
Yeah. And then
I'm
there
a
would be
little
stuff like what are you confused about?
well, I was gonna say, how do the like people who live on the ground reach the people who live in the sky?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Is there like a space
Transport,
elevator?
What kind?
I mean, like
like
planes
planes,
stuff, I guess.
helicopters,
So
Yeah.
a
those
space
giant
elevator?
those giant military helicopters that carry a bunch of stuff.
They probably have it more like a floating bus kind of situation.
Yeah. Maybe
Would they
like
Just
have it
carrying a bunch
like
of people.
the floating carriers from Avengers?
maybe.
I mean, if you've seen like Age of Ultron, they have the
The big one,
what's it
yeah.
called? They have the big ones, and then they have all those little buses that carry them to the ship when
Yeah,
like
maybe
the city
something
is
like
rising.
that.
They'd have to be much faster though if they need to go to like 13,000, 20,000 feet, maybe in like an hour less.
Mhm.
Well, it doesn't
Yep.
have to be like that, because feasibly it could. I mean, how fast does a plane reach that altitude? Like, plane reaches like 32,000 feet in like an
20.
hour, maybe.
20.
Yeah. And you
Yeah.
don't really feel too much. It would just kind of be like mildly uncomfortable
Yeah.
if it went a
But
little
when you
fast.
go straight up, or
Well,
No,
the
I
planes
mean,
travel
I
at
think
an angle.
Helicopters go straight up. Planes go up at like slope.
well,
Yeah.
what would like the technology be? Would they be more? Would there be hover technology or not?
I don't know.
I would.
Maybe
Maybe.
so. I would assume that there's never
There might be because of, better electronics.
newer
Oh yeah, we
technology.
could like mesh aerogel with stuff to like make, lighter materials. So,
Probably.
mhm. So
Yeah, I
that's
mean,
what
planes honestly probably wouldn't as much, just because landing a plane on a solid cloud like ice would be a little trickier than landing a helicopter or something.
It
So
would be cold up there too.
very cold, yeah.
Yeah,
They'd
but
have lots of
so
body
cool,
hair.
and
Yeah, I mean,
Or
I
they could
feel like
like
they just look like Sasquatch up there.
I feel like they could like
Sasquatch
be really cool if
possible.
they could like regulate their temperature
Yeah.
for the altitude at which they live at.
Yeah.
So yeah,
So,
but so we have underground people and cloud people. What about are there any people like what about the people
you cut out what?
are the people who live on the ground just kind of
Yes.
Yeah.
okay?
All
That's
right.
what I was thinking.
So
It's like,
back to
never mind. Continue. Forgot you already mentioned this. Continue.
yeah, back to trading. So that's what the dwarves give to both I guess both civilizations, and then we have the ground people. They would give like energy, like nuclear energy, or like think of energy in like batteries to like the ground people because they need it the most. And then they would trade like domesticated meats, technology products, lighter like alloys, I guess. Like they'd also be giving labor because they're like the most adaptable because like they're a mix of both.
Yeah.
So
I
they'd be
think I had thought the bottom would be.
no because they can't survive in the air. They just be like we're dense and they're kind
They
of
would.
yeah. So they
When,
give so that gives both sides alloys and stuff to build upon.
what about in the sky? What?
Yeah, I was gonna get to that. So the sky people they give like solar energy, like solar batteries and stuff, and aerogel, really light thread, and especially to the ground people, solar energy, like
They
pure solar energy.
they
Like,
probably sell like part of their ice clouds to the
oh
people
yeah,
in the cave,
true.
because the people in the caves probably don't have super
Super like good
good
water.
like water.
They sell sunlight to the people in the caves.
Essentially, yes, they do. And like water and like
Air in a can.
canned air. Wait, this reminds me of.
Reminds me of a little movie.
Yeah, it reminds me of a
Canned air is
certain
actually
movie.
really cool. Have you guys ever used canned air?
Yeah, I
Yes.
have it literally
It's
in my
actually
sitting in my
really fun to
windowsill.
use.
Yeah, to clean out my CPU cooler. I
Hmm.
need to replace this. This one's really bad. And
I
then
think the
there's.
history of this world would be kind of interesting to like
Learn
how things
about.
were invented
Mhm.
and like how each civilization was discovered by the other.
Mhm. That'd be cool.
Because
You live here? You
I'm
live
thinking
here?
that the people in the ground are very influenced by the people above ground. Because people underground don't have as many resources as people above ground.
Yeah. Oh yeah, and like wood and stuff, and like trees. Natural
Yeah.
resources. I
What do you
forgot about.
mean? You can find wood in abandoned mine shafts. It'd be kind of funny if like so there's cloud people, there's surface dwellers, and then there's dwarves, right?
Mhm.
What about just like anything below dwarves? Would there be anything down there?
Heat death. Die of heat stroke.
Yeah, no, it'd probably be like too hot down there, really.
But
Yeah.
would that? But by that I mean, would there be any species of animals? Because there's got like
There'd
no
be a lot
I
of
animal.
mean, there'd
bugs. There'd
Very
be
probably
a
only
lot
few
of.
be like
Yeah,
animals can live
tiny
where the
bugs.
You guys know like the
yeah.
cave animals that like you read about, like the really like like bats, blind worms, and like fish.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe they'd have protein from fish, and mushrooms. I forgot about the existence of mushrooms and fungus. That'd be cool.
But would there be? So here's the thing: at that like height at which the people in the sky live, barely any other animals can live there.
Nope. That's why they get all their food traded from below.
Well, I mean, technically we don't know that because feasibly, if it's possible
Oh
for
wait,
one
no.
animal
The laws of
to live up there,
they
then
have birds.
there's more niches that can be filled by
Yeah,
other
and
animals.
again, it's not Earth, so
Yeah. I keep forgetting that
Uh,
I can make my own laws of physics. So yeah,
Yeah, because
theoretically something can grow up there, maybe.
there's probably quite a few different animals up there. Granted, they might be kind of small or big,
Yeah.
depending.
Yeah, because like I was thinking, it'd be like the biology of animals in this world would be so cool to see like how they adapt to live in that
Mhm.
environment.
Yeah.
Because there's so many niches that need to be filled, like
Exactly.
in the sky, because you need like main predators. There'd probably also be plants, honestly, that like grow from the ice.
mhm.
Because all plants would need would be like water and sunlight. So you'd
Yeah.
probably just have like
That's like
great
the
ice
perfect
plants.
environment, actually. Clouds
Yeah.
are like a bunch of water. So there could be like air bloom plants, like, they'll like
You'd
trap
probably have a lot
oxygen
of
and need
plants that
it.
are similar to like watermelon.
Yeah, or like really vascular plants that like have like external lungs, I guess, because they need like to store oxygen and use it.
Yeah.
Or maybe like a bubble plant that has like a plant inside it. Like the outside draws oxygen in and the inside photosynthesizes, and
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
Honestly, yeah, there'd probably be quite a few like flying animals.
Flying
Yeah.
fish, but they actually fly this time. I'm gonna add that.
So
Flying fish already flyers. Like
They just
no, they
jump.
just jump.
They glide.
They flop a little bit.
Flappa.
so I was just thinking, what is like the actual history? What did all the like the humans and or whatever creatures they may be actually called evolve from? And did they go through multiple extinction events? I know you probably didn't think about this, but did they go through multiple extinction events to get to that where they are, like we did?
Primate.
So
Well,
they're
yeah, but I mean, I would think that they'd start from
Yeah, I
quite
think the
different species if one ended up in the sky, one ended up deep underground, and one ended up
yeah.
on ground.
Oh, I have a cool origin story that I just made up. Let's think
So, like,
about
yeah.
like the Tibetan plateau. Think of a cloud touch there, and like people are like, "Bye, we live up here now." You know, like a few 100,000 years ago.
Well, what I would think would happen almost more is because I feel like if you start as living on the ground and then you try to live in the sky, you're really not going to be able to survive super long up there
Mm-hmm.
because
That's
it's
Yeah.
going to
what
be
the
colder.
that's
So
what
what
the
if they?
Tibetan people did.
Well, yeah, but there's a difference between like 12,000 feet and 32,000 feet.
Yeah, very much so.
So what it would, I would think probably what it would be though is that there was a common ancestor of like a flying, uh, like ape kind of creature,
Oh God,
Mm-hmm.
flying.
Oh,
or like
Trying
just
to
an ape
imagine
that
that.
lived up there.
Dude,
Because
that'd be terrifying.
I'm thinking life probably started on this planet in the um like ice up high because I don't see really anything getting up there.
yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because life probably started up there and then over time moved to the ground and some moved lower.
Yeah, maybe like Earth cooled, and that's when it started. You know,
Yeah.
Oh, like
I
post
mean,
Ice
there's
Age.
yeah, and it was mainly in the sky.
Yeah. So the origin could have come from like things in the sky turned into humans. Because you guys know that theory that like we ever like something
Oh,
birds all the
it's
way to humans, or is it
oh
birds to
yeah.
dinosaurs? I don't remember.
It's birds to dinosaurs and it's like fish to people.
Oh yeah, fish.
Yeah,
Yeah, fish to people.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know
Yeah.
the fish thing.
Well, because like everything on this planet started
Yeah.
in the water
Mm-hmm.
yeah,
And then they
and
slowly evolved to grow legs and
and,
be
and
not
then
water
fish.
people.
Yeah, and then some like fish plus like lizard-esque creatures moved onto the land.
Mm-hmm.
uh huh.
So
Interesting.
technically everything that lives on evolved. Then you have a bunch of like speciation stuff. Like yeah.
Yeah.
Someone paid attention in bio. Yeah.
No, this actually just comes from watching YouTube videos like lately.
Yeah.
Um but yeah, so I think that life would have to start in the sky for this place. And then Earth might have been like super cool before, so there would just be like blankets of these like just ice clouds basically. Because then that would allow like just every creature to live there.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
And then eventually Earth went through like a rapid heating process where these like broke off, maybe like fell as like water or something, but the creatures were still too small or something to. Or I mean, hmm, if
Yeah.
humans evolved from like a flying animal, then
How different would we look?
Very.
yeah.
We can probably go way into that.
Mm-hmm.
We spent the most time on Andrews.
Well,
Yeah.
Andrews is very open ended,
Yeah, it's
honestly.
really
Yeah,
yeah.
and he probably thought about it the most. I had to think about it like
I came up with mine
an hour
today.
ago. So did
Yeah.
I.
Yeah, I also
Mine
came up with
I'm
mine an
not
hour
very
ago.
Oh,
yeah.
No, I
well,
came
you
up with
have.
it while you guys were making your like talking about yours.
Oh,
Oh, yours is still the most thought of somehow.
Yeah.
Biggest brain.
Yeah.
So I feel like we've kind of exhausted this question. So let's just move on to like the last icebreaker question of the day, which would be if you had the ability to make any like type of device, like a gadget. Have you guys seen like, Inspector Gadget, James, that sort of stuff?
I
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
guess.
If you had the ability to make any of like those gadgets, what would you make? Like, what could
Hmm.
it do?
I'd probably do something relating to eyes, honestly. But I
I
feel
was
like
gonna do that.
eyes are pretty crucial to living, and if you can have an one up with that, like X-ray vision or something, or like the
Mm-hmm.
ability to see heat, I feel
Hmm.
like
Thermal
that would
vision.
be yeah,
Mm-hmm.
like
I
a
can see that for
bionic.
like animals. I don't see like would be the need for humans.
Well, it's not a need; it's if what you would want.
Yeah, if you can make it on your own,
Mm-hmm.
you're
Imagine having
bored.
like a camera in
You
your
have a
eye
exactly. You have some money.
Yeah.
or a
Bored.
gun,
Why not do this?
I would make
like
like
blink and it shoots.
yeah. I would make like an object condenser. Like you can like put an object into a state where it's like really small, like not like shrunken, but like you can turn it back into the object at any time. Like I want to shrink my PC and like take it to Chicago so I can play with Paxon. I turn it into like I don't know. I reduce it to like the like
Reduce it to atoms.
I reduce Gone reduced to
Got
3 by 3 by 3 inch square.
But would it
Yeah.
maintain its weight? Like, would it be the same weight?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure it
Yeah, it'd
would
be
be the same
really
weight.
heavy. It'd be really dense.
You just have like a really small like computer, but like you have to
It's
entire
not that heavy
backpack.
though.
I mean, it would probably just be like it takes the space between them all, like the atoms and stuff, brings it
Hmm.
to like a tiny they can go.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Sir, I want to know why your backpack weighs like 40 pounds.
And you have like
Well,
Wait,
something
so and
in
would it
it.
stay the same weight?
Yeah.
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 The only issue with that is if you make it almost like too small, it's like it doesn't have like a limit. You can make miniature black holes.
Condense the
Yeah.
world.
Well, actually, I feel like you would probably break your hand by just trying to.
I mean, you wouldn't break your hand; you just wouldn't be able to lift it.
I mean,
No,
No,
dude,
'cause, like,
that would
okay,
go
no, you
through
would-
your skin.
Yeah, you would misjudge the size.
if it was like microscopic and 40 pounds, it'd just go through your skin.
Yeah,
and your
imagine
hand.
like taking like a tungsten cube and making it like minuscule and
Oh
then just
my.
setting it on your hand lightly. You got to think about how hard that's gonna fall and how fast.
Remember, tungsten's
gonna-
like the densest material.
Yeah, that's gonna tear through your hand.
But like,
Uh,
you would misjudge how heavy it actually is.
Yeah.
Or like a knife or something, you make it really small and you just like drop it on your skin. Because if it's the same
Exactly.
weight, it's gonna fall as fast, if not faster.
New murder strategy. Take a tungsten ball that's 300 feet in diameter, shrink it to a marble, put it on someone's head. Wait, no, I wouldn't be able to transport it because it just fall through whatever I have.
Yeah.
Never mind. Oh, magnets,
Yes.
never mind.
You gotta think that basically anything you shoot is gonna move faster than the actual object. So you could whip something so fast.
Hmm.
Like
Can-
making a really small penny and throwing it as hard as you can.
Hmm.
It's
Oh,
like
God, that'd just be evil.
it's basically like a bullet. It's basically a bullet at that point.
This
Yeah.
reminds me of Andrew's superpower from last time, where you hit someone with the power of a car crash.
Oh, yeah.
oh yeah.
Imagine baseball players how fast they could throw like a miniature baseball.
Yeah.
Oh, Jesus.
Because if they can already throw them like 100 miles per hour sometimes,
And that
fastball. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
really
don't think we're
fast.
talking- Damn.
If it's a smaller baseball, but weighs the same weight, it's pretty much the same thing.
Well, I don't think it would go as far, because it would be less aerodynamic.
No, it'd be more aerodynamic because you don't have less. Because you have less
You're right.
air
I
trapped
totally,
in front
yeah,
of it,
you're right. You're right. You're
so
right.
it goes faster.
For some reason, I thought since it's smaller, it's gonna be harder to throw, but then it's the same, so that really
Yeah.
wouldn't make a difference.
Hmm.
Okay, what about you, Pax?
I don't know. I mean,
He wasn't prepared for this one.
because like you can create literally anything, right?
Yeah.
Pretty
Practically.
much.
I mean, I don't know. I'm trying to think of what would make life easier. I don't know. Well, for my engineering thing that I just finished yesterday, we looked at a couple pictures and we had to make something that could be completely futuristic. And you don't really need it. You can semi-explain it, but you don't really have to. And just using your imagination, I created this thing that it's really small and it's a mobile air filter, and it would be able to clean the air and practically be a miniature tree. Like take carbon dioxide and just unclean air and just turn it into straight, like air,
Hmm.
oxygen. And so I made this where it's basic like design. Only thing it's like replace is filters and the cheap and accessible, and it cleans the air very like pretty well because of course this is futuristic and my imagination. And so it can clean up to a good like enclosed space and an outdoor space in a good area.
Hmm.
And one of our things is that we had to make up a fake bio for yourself, like a biography of like the author. And one thing I put is like, in the future, I wish to make a larger one so I can clean more of the air. So I mean, I'd probably make something maybe like that. I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, at that point though, you're basically also just making straight carbon out of the air. What are you gonna do with the carbon part of the dioxide?
It goes into a filter.
Oh yeah.
What does the
Well,
filter do with it?
Uh, Erase it down to atom.
because you can't destroy matter.
Yeah, you can change it or you can convert it, but
I mean, it's
well,
just
no,
takes
no,
into
never
the
mind. No,
filters and you
you
throw
can
away the.
convert matter. You can destroy matter. You can't convert. Unless I'm
No,
getting that part wrong too.
matter can't be created or destroyed. Same with energy. There's a finite amount of matter.
Yeah.
I mean, if people figured
Yeah,
out how
you're
to,
right. You're right.
if people figured out how to convert that, that would be
I really should not take physics. I'm just gonna stick with bio and chem. Oh God.
Mhm.
that would be like so dangerous.
Yeah.
That would break economy, or at least the value of certain items.
Inflation would go up.
Yeah.
So my item would just because like there's so many things you can use it. Imagine a Swiss Army knife, but with every single tool possible, and it
Mm.
weighs the size of like a nail cutter.
Mm.
Just because that'd be so like helpful in like almost every circumstance. You know,
Mhm.
that's my idea. If it makes sense.
Just pull. Here's my Swiss Army knife gun.
Bonk.
Oh, just he pulls it out, just becomes just transforms.
I got a dude. I got a transformer. All right, so yeah, that's the end of the second RGBY podcast. Thank you for watching, and we'll see you guys.
Listening.
Thank you for
Thank you.
listening.
Thank you
Oh
for
yeah,
Thank
listening.
you for
listening. Yeah,
listening.
listening. Thank you.